Okay, I'm gonna rattle through this blog, which is basically going out to no one, but it's basically for music fanatics, I suppose, in a way, because I would like to show. I can't show you my whole CD collection, but I could certainly show you a selection of CDs that I was going to go through, and I'm sure I might do a few more sometime and show you some of my weird and wacky CDs that I absolutely own, and there will be some in here as well. Because I absolutely love music, and I own over 3,000 CD singles and more albums, and too many vinyl records to count. And I have music from everything, ranging from jazz right the way through to the latest sort of R&B sensations. Everything in between. I have absolutely everything. And we're going to rattle through just a few CDs that I've got here, basically, of music that basically I particularly like, and some great artists and music. First of all, the first disc, Peter Krause, Die Singles, 1958 to 1960, German rock and roll superstar. Oh, and I am going to see Feeder tonight. I've done this before. I'm going out to see a band called Feeder and one of their albums. You know, wonderful Echo Park. I still have the price tag on there, but you don't need to know that. A band from the 60s that I'm sure most people know, and a great band, Manfred Mann. It's got some nice stuff on there, I'm sure. Um, it Crooning. I'm sure many people who was around in the 70s would remember David Cassidy. One album that I think is an absolute homage to music, and this is from I believe it was around about 1980, and it's the Thompson Twins, a product of. Now this album actually came out, and it came out basically before the Thompson Twins even got any chart records. This is a punk new wave album. It is a brilliant album, and basically they split up not long after, or should I say, two of the members decided to go it alone with the add-on of somebody else, and then they became a threesome and recorded all these great classic, 80s hits that we had in the charts. But they weren't punk. They were more electro pop, new wave kind of thing. But that was basically pop music. How about a rock genius? You cannot have a CD collection without anything by the likes of Bruce Springsteen. Oh yes, I absolutely love that one. With Dancing in the Dark, which is by far his best ever record. I am a massive country music fan, particularly anything released from the 80s onwards. The word new country that was coined for the stars that come out, and I absolutely love a guy called Dwight Yoakam. This is one of his live CDs, but he is an absolute country legend. For the last 25 years, he's recorded some of country music's great songs, but he's a twanging man. Most people say he's too country because, he's got that old thing going on where he twangs a lot in his music. You can almost imagine when he plays the guitar is like down and down and down and down and down. Oh, yeah, all that guitars and Cadillacs and goodness knows what. My favourite band of all time are Runrig. I have one of their albums, The Big Wheel, which is by far their best album that they've ever recorded in the history. I mean, since 1978 when they started making albums. They have recorded various other albums, but this one is just a classic. You've got great records on there like Always the Winner and Edge of the World, Heart Hammer, Flower of the West, which is probably one of their biggest and best singles released. Terence Trent D'Arby. Oh, I'm liking that one. Very good. And he of course was big in the 80s. Ah, this is Britpop, or should I say indie music back in the day, when it was all that sort of Liverpool and Manchester thing going on. You had that Britpop thing, and I think they might have come at the time when it was sort of slowly dying away, but they certainly were a good band at the time. They are the Blue Tones, and I've got their singles on CD, but I have actually got some other bits and pieces by them as well. A little bit of heavy metal. This is actually my friend's band called Heads Apart, and they made a great CD of music, which I think is brilliant. Anybody out there into the more soulful, you know, R&B, the Love Machine or whatever, R. Kelly, giving us a little bit of bump and grind, and I'm sure more heavy metal, and this one is actually by a band who you probably wouldn't even heard of, Down the Sun, which was partly to do with Slipknot as well. It was actually produced by Sean out of Slipknot and so on, and basically great album to have. More country music, this time from Australia. Australian Idol, Shannon Noll has got one of the best cover versions on there of all time, What About Me, which was originally by Moving Pictures back in 1983. Australian band, but he came runner-up, Shannon Noll, on Australian Idol. A bit of folk music, Nolie McDonald, and it's basically Irish. I bought this from Zavvi, or when it was Virgin. I had no idea who it was, and I took my gamble, as I do on a lot of CDs, and basically I loved it, and therefore it goes without saying into my favourites. And the last one that I'm going to no, I've got two more to show you. The last two I'm going to show you. First of all, a compilation of Hardcore Nation 2, which is basically great old happy hardcore dance music. And I am actually a dance fan quite a lot. I mean, most people say that I do blogs about music and mention so much music I like, but dance music is one of my favourites. I do have decks, I do have lots of vinyl records of dance music. Trance music is probably the best one of it all because of the wonderful man that he is, Paul Van Dyk. And lastly, but not least, it's probably one of my favourite collection I've got on CD, which is The Clash, the singles. All 19 UK singles plus bonus tracks in their original sleeve. It comes in this box set like this, and obviously we want to open it up, and we decide to you know, we've got the booklet, and of course you've got your singles there, you know, all different ones, and brilliantly packaged, absolutely packaged. Look, original artwork. It's like that's what they've gone and done on every one of them. They've made it so that it looks like the original record of when you actually bought it, but it's on CD. I think that's just amazing. And the Clash are probably the best punk band of all time. No disrespect to anybody who likes Sex Pistols, but not a patch on the Clash. They were absolutely out of this world, mind-boggling. Should really have got far and more. One of the very few bands that didn't really appear on Top of the Pops, didn't really want to be in the limelight for TV appearances and things like that. So footage didn't really exist so much of this band, but certainly my favourite punk band of all time. And then of course Green Day come along, so again the second best band in the history of punk music. So there you go. And I'm sure I'd like to sit here and name the top 10 punk bands of all time, but I'm sure you would disagree with me that the Sex Pistols do not include, or would not even be in there. The Stranglers would, and the Buzzcocks, and I think something like The Offspring. So there's a very fair few chances that they would be in there. And of course, if you slash new wave with punk, you get Squeeze and Call for Cats and all the great moves that they made. But anyway, I'll stop that now because obviously time is running out, and more blogs to follow. Bye!